Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. What's going on, guys? Hope you guys had a wonderful week so far. Your weekend's about to start. I've been on vacation, so I've been cranking out content for you guys. But please know that when the vacation is up late next week, we will be slowing down on content because I got to go to work. I got to do what I got to do. But I really appreciate you guys for coming and supporting the channel. I think we're going to have a really good show today. Very informative show. But before we get started, while people are streaming in, we got a few things we got to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We got to do some house cleaning to make sure that everything is good on YouTube's front as we go through this video and we analyze the statement given by Jennifer Soto to the news. And we're going to be trying to cover all of the statements that she gave. We're going to get through this one. We're probably going to end up needing a third part to get through the last statement, the one where she's on body-worn camera speaking to the police officer right when Maddie was reported missing. But before we get started, guys, let me clear my throat. I'm using this video in fair use. I will be adding my own commentary to it. I'll be stopping the video constantly to give my opinion on what I see and what I believe is happening inside of Jen Soto's head. So this is fair use that we're using that. Then the next thing I want to talk about with you guys is very important because I've noticed this trend in the comment section. This is going to be a raw, unadulterated take on what's happening. I'm very respectful. I'm respectful of the victim. I'm also professional in how I present myself. I try to, at least. But we're going to use regular terms because that's the terms we use in the business. We don't use PC terms. That's what some people call it or whatever. When we're talking about vagina, we're going to say vagina. When we're talking about a man's parts, we're going to say penis. That's the way that we talk in the business. So I'll be using those terms. We're going to be talking about a young girl who has been essayed and murdered. Many of you know exactly who we're talking about. That's why you're here. But I just need people to understand that if that triggers you, this may not be the show for you. You may not want to watch this particular show. I'm not saying don't subscribe to the Strategic Eyes show. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is this show, this series on Madeline Soto may not be the series for you. So I've given you a trigger warning. And I've explained to you that we use regular terms when we talk. And I've explained to you that we are going to be talking about a sensitive topic. So we should not hear any complaints in the comment section because you have been warned, right? So anyway, guys, I want to start off this video by going over the statement that Jen Soto made to police that's a part of that 800-page document dump that people were able to foil from Florida police departments, right? I think you got the Sheriff's County and then you have Kissimmee Police Department. Okay, it's an amalgamation of both of those departments in this document dump because it's telling. And then we're going to go to the actual video and do our reaction and our analyzing of her interview. So let's set that up and let's bring you guys in. All right. So we go ahead and take away these right here. This one and this one. Transition that over. Okay. So this is an excerpt out of that 800-page document dump. And this is going to be the incident report. I want to scroll down to where they're actually going to be talking about the interview with Jen Soto that occurred with the detectives. Okay, so here we go. This is it right here. So Detective Corporal Jessica Alejos with Orange County Violent Crimes Unit responded to the scene and continued reviewing the surveillance footage. At this time, Detective Tagler was assigned as the lead investigator to this case. Detective Acosta and I returned to the residence and I asked Detective Hunt to ask everyone in the house to please exit the residence and to secure the residence. On February 27th, 2024, Detective Acosta and I conducted a digitally recorded sworn interview with, and this is redacted, but I believe this to be Jen Soto, okay? Below is a synopsis of her statement. I introduced myself to, we'll say Jen, and informed her I was going to be the lead detective on this investigation. I informed Jen that Detective Hunt had provided me with a synopsis of what had occurred that the day Maddie went missing. I informed Jen I had been advised she had a new job and that she had asked Maddie and Stefan to sleep upstairs because she needed to get rest, which she stated was correct. Okay, so this lines up with what everybody's been saying. I've heard this before myself, but of course, I didn't have the documents for myself to review. I finally have them to review. So now I can say definitively, reading it for myself, that occurred, right? According to Jen, Maddie had her birthday party on February 25th, 2024, beginning at $1,500 and ending at an unknown time. $1,500 is 3 p.m. for those of you who don't know Army time. Jen had not attended due to being at work. Jen advised her sister had dropped Maddie off at her house at approximately 20:30. It's 8:30. And she believed Stefan had arrived shortly after that time. Stefan informed Jen that Maddie had taken her nighttime medication and was getting ready for bed, which consisted of taking a shower. Jen arrived at the house from work at approximately 22:30, 10:30 hours, and sent Maddie and Stefan to bed at approximately 2300 hours. Sent Maddie and Stefan to bed. Doesn't it sound weird? Like, we've been through this before, but I just need to prime you so you can understand what we're getting into. So you could look at her interview with the proper eyes. So you could see through the bull crap. Let's keep going. I asked Jen where Maddie and Stefan slept, and she stated upstairs in bedroom number 4. People said, why would she have the bedrooms numbered? Obviously, because she's renting rooms out, and she's probably doing Airbnb too, since they're so close to Disney. So it's probably a mixture of the both. But if you're going to have tenants, you usually will number the doors, usually how it goes. So I asked Jen if it was normal for Stefan and Maddie to sleep in the same room, to which she stated sometimes she would send them upstairs when she needed a really good night's sleep. Jen also advised sometimes that they would all sleep together in the king-size bed, and other times Stefan would sleep upstairs, meaning Maddie and she would sleep alone. Jen advised it usually depended on everyone's schedule and the following day. That's just weird. Why are you guys sleeping together? Period. This girl is so grown. Why are you sleeping with this grown girl? It's really weird. Let's keep going. I asked Jen what time she had woken up on February 26, 2024, to which she stated she believed sometimes between 8 and 8:15 hours because Stefan had gone into the room to put the leash on the dog. It said Blank got up to assist Stefan with placing the leash on the dog because she did not want him to pee on the bed. So I guess that might be Jen. Jen heard people in the kitchen. As far as she knew, Maddie had gone downstairs to get ready for school. Jen then stated Maddie had a makeshift room in the living room that had a television, a desk, a dresser, and a bed. Maddie only used this room to hang out and would never sleep there. I asked Jen if she visually observed Maddie on the morning of February 26, 2024, to which she stated no. Now remember, upon other interviews, she stated, yes, we took her to school and corrected Stefan Stearns. Oh, well, he's acting Freudian slip, right? But anyway, Jen had basically said that she saw what Maddie was wearing and she corrected Stefan when Stefan was describing the outfit. Now, upon interview by the detective, she's saying, no, I did not see her. Let's keep going. I asked if she'd seen Maddie. Let's go back. I asked if she had heard her, and she stated she heard people in the kitchen, but was not sure if it was her specifically. Jen then stated that the last time she had physically seen Maddie was on February 25th, 2024 at 2300 hours when she had sent her to bed. On February 26, 2024, Jen got out of bed at approximately 900 hours and left the residence around 9:30 because she had a doctor's appointment scheduled for 10:15 hours. returned home between approximately 1100 and 11:15 hours and believes Stefan was home at this time. I asked Jen what she and Stefan did when they reunited at the residence. Jen stated they had chatted for a little bit, and then she asked what happened. I asked what she meant, and she stated Stefan had called her at around 10:18 to let her know he and Maddie had not gone to McDonald's as planned. According to Jen, Maddie and Stefan had planned to leave early and have a special breakfast at McDonald's, and he would then drop her off at school early because she wanted to arrive early. Stefan told Jen that on the way to school, Maddie was very sleepy and she wanted to sleep, not get McDonald's, and she wanted to get dropped off. He also wanted to let her know he left his phone at the house by accident, had gone to the vape store, but that they had not opened on time. Stefan waited for a while in front of the vape store, and after they did not open, he went back home. After hanging out with Maddie for a while, Stefan left again to go to the vape store, or rather hanging out with Jen for a while. He left and go to the vape store to get what he needed. Jen then asked if I wanted the name of the vape store because she believed it might be helpful if I wanted to look at surveillance. That's weird. Why would you automatically give him, when you don't want to give him an alibi? That's really weird. I don't know. Let's keep going. Like, who says that? Hey, you want the name vape store so you go look at surveillance? Unless you think he did something to your daughter. I don't know. Let's keep going. I asked Jen to advise me how she became aware that Maddie was not at school. She then stated that she normally left her residence at approximately 14:30 and waited about an hour for her to get out before the bell rang. Who waits an hour before their kid gets out from school? That doesn't make sense either. Jen waited the entire time, and when the bell rang, she noticed Maddie was not one of the first to come out like she normally was. Jen then realized that she was holding up the parent line, and approximately 16:10, that's 4:10, Jen drove away. Jen was not sure if Maddie knew she was going to pick her up. Therefore, she drove to her mother's workplace located at blank. That's all we're going to do with that. I just wanted to give you guys the backstory of Jen's interview. This is like the most complete interview we have from her from law enforcement. The other interviews that she did have been not released yet. And at some point, she retained an attorney and is no longer cooperating with law enforcement. So now, this interview was done to WFTV, Channel 9 down in Florida. And this is Jen speaking to the news about Madeline Soto's disappearance. Let's analyze it. Let's do a deep dive into it. Let's see what we get from this interview.
Okay. So the first question is if I can have your first and your last name.
All right, so I just want to test it out, see if it'll stop and go just by me pressing the space bar. Let me see if it'll play.
And spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JENNIFERSOTO.
Mother.
Mother.
Jennifer, tell me how you feeling right now.
All right, so her movements seem very exaggerated. I have sat across people, perps and victims for years, and I've witnessed them in a state of distress. I've sat before victims right after they've been assaulted. I've sat before perps when we grabbed them out of their beds at 5 a.m. They're in their pajamas, sitting across me in an interview room while I'm reading them Miranda. And I've seen the shake. I don't know Jennifer Soto. I don't know her. I don't know what her normal mannerisms are, what her normal tics are. I can't say definitively, but I can say anecdotally, based off of my experience, this looks exaggerated. And I have to say also that I am biased. I believe that Jen Soto is guilty of something. She may not be guilty of participating in the essay of her daughter. She may not be guilty of participating in the murder and the hiding of the body of her daughter, but she is at the very least guilty of negligence, of not properly supervising her child, and not protecting her daughter. And that is a charge in Florida, okay? Now, it could get a whole lot worse, but I don't have evidence of that yet. But I have evidence with all that we've seen and all that we read that she was negligent, that she was not properly supervising her job by constantly allowing her child to go sleep with a grown man that is not her biological father. But based off of what I see so far, this looks exaggerated. It does not look like the natural vibration that I've literally watched people who are on both sides of the criminal justice system, the perpetrators and the victims. I've never seen them do it the way she's doing it. It seems exaggerated, but let's keep going.
I feel like I can't breathe.
So when you got a tremor like that, it also manifests itself in a voice. So I feel like I can't breathe. Well, if your body is convulsing like that due to stress and trauma and adrenaline, your voice is going to be trembled as well. Notice that her voice is perfectly fine, even though her body is shaking. She's trying to present to us that she is concerned. Why do I know this? Or why is this my belief? Because this is not the first interview that she did. This is not the first interview that she did. You better believe she got critiques from the other videos that she did. You better believe family members and friends and supporters pulled her to the side and say, listen, I saw you when you did the Telemundo interview. I saw you when you did the Channel 5 interview, and you did not come off as though you were a concerned mother. People are talking crap about you. You need to change the way that you approach these interviews. I guarantee you that conversation was had with her. And now she came prepared for Channel 9 News. Let's keep going.
Keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess.
She's looking in the sky. She's not looking at the reporter. She's not making eye contact with the camera. She's searching for the basic words of how she feels right now, right? The trauma she's going through. She has to search for the words. When people look in the sky, they're searching for words. They're searching for words. When people are talking naturally from the heart, they don't have to do that. I don't have a script. I'm doing this off the top of my head. Where do you guys see me? You see me level-headed. You might see my eyes go to different sides because I literally have a screen right here. This is the screen looking directly at me. This is the screen directly at me over here. And this one is all the way to the side. This is the screen looking directly at me over there. So you might see my eyes. I'm centered in the middle. This is my main screen where I do all the switching of the different views and angles and media that I want you to see. But you'll see me look like this. You'll see me look like that. But you're not seeing me look up in the sky because I'm not searching for words. This is natural for me because I'm speaking from my heart. These are my beliefs. These are my convictions. I'm not deceiving you. I'm not selling you a bridge. I'm telling you how I feel, so I don't have to search for those words by looking up in the sky like, well, you know, I think this and I think that. Hit the like button and support. Subscribe to the channel, guys. I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that. She's looking in the sky because she's searching for the words, because the words that are coming out of her mouth aren't the words that are coming from her heart. There's a lot going on here that we don't know about, but I guarantee you there are people who know about it, and those people have Florida law enforcement badges on their hips and on their chests across their hearts. There's more to this story that has not been released to us yet, and I bet you it's going to be coming out pretty soon. But she's searching for words, ladies and gentlemen. She's not being honest with us. She's being deceptive.
We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning around.
Look at the lack of emotion. Look at the lack of emotion coming from her. It's like she's reading from a script. She's remembering. You see her go, Let me get ready. When he asked her that question, she composed herself. She did that mouth thing because she's getting ready to recite the script. She's got to remember, what did me and Stefan talk about? What did me and Stefan talk about? How did Stefan lay it out to me? Because Stefan is the megalomaniac. Stefan Stearns is the brains of this evil operation. Stefan Stearns is the boss. She did whatever she had to do to keep Stefan Stearns in her life. Even their so-called breakups were never real breakups. Allegedly, I've been hearing this on the internet, so I don't have facts about this, but allegedly it was family members and her parents that would force him out because he was a do-nothing. He didn't have no job. He was sloppy. He was dirty. Roommates would complain about him. That is not Jen Soto's apartment. That condominium belongs to her father. And Stefan Stearns' antics was messing with their money because roommates didn't like living with him. So when he would, quote unquote, separate, it wasn't, we're no longer together, I don't want to be with you, it's over, let's go see other people. No, it was, you got to leave for a little bit because daddy's mad again. You got to leave for a little bit because, you know, I'm getting pressure from the family. Just let it cool down a little bit and then you could come back. Go spend some time with your parents at your daddy's house so you could play with your Megatron set and you could play with your Warhammer 40K and all that bull crap that he was telling his mommy and daddy over the jail emails what to do with them. Call up my friend Michael or whatever the guy's name, or Michelle or whatever the guy's name is. Maybe he might want my Warhammer 40K, but you know, the Star Wars stuff and the Tamagotchi stuff, they might be worth a lot of money, so don't touch the Tamagotchi stuff. This guy was a man-child. He was a man who had arrested development. He was a man almost 40 years old with the mentality of a 12-year-old. That's probably why he thought it was okay for him to diddle a 12-year-old. He was a man-child. He was a predator. He was a piece of crap. And he was everything to her. She would have did anything to keep him in her life, even if that meant feeding her own child to that beast. Right now she's thinking, what does Stefan want me to tell these people at this very moment? Let's keep going.
Between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning, she went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry.
Yo, first of all, you see that? This is so inappropriate. First of all, the shake stop. Remember when we started the video, now the shake stop. And a parrot talks in the background, something that happens day after day after day in this household. She stops her interview and smirks as though anybody would care. We're looking for a missing 12-year-old girl. 13-year-old girl. We're looking for a missing 13-year-old girl at this point who's been away from home for over 24 hours. Who mommy goes on multiple interviews and says, I think my daughter was abducted. Even though at this point, there was no evidence to it. She keeps saying, I think she's been trafficked. I think she's abducted. She might be out of the state right now. We need to check the airports. We need to check the state border. We have to check all that stuff. And a parrot, and what is she doing? Smiling. Smiling at what is supposed to be the most traumatizing moment of her very existence, a missing child. Let's bring that back. Look at that. Oh my God.
That should be it. Sorry about that.
I mean, if that's the case, you just like, you know, this is a pre-recorded interview, right? You just say, excuse me, guys, let me go feed this bird or close the door or something like that. Or you just say, listen, he does that for 2 minutes. It's like a scheduled form. He'll be done and we'll continue the interview. This is not live, remember. They decided to release this in its entirety because they saw how weird it was. It's almost like the news determined this is evidence. This is character evidence against this lady. We got to release this in its entirety because this is pre-recorded. The news cut this up and put however they want it in their segment for this missing child. So she could have literally just got up and go take care of whatever she had to take care of and come back. She could have just told them because she decided to smile and be cute about it, or at least in her own way, what she thinks is cute, but there's nothing cute about this woman. And I'm not shaming her for how she looked. I just could see her spirit. It doesn't matter if she was a supermodel. Her spirit is ugly. And if your spirit is ugly, then you're unattractive to me. She has a black soul for allowing what happened to her daughter by not protecting that daughter. Whether she knew that it was happening or not, she should have known something was wrong and she should have did a better job protecting her daughter. She failed that little girl. Let's keep going.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
All right, so she does that weed thing again, guys, but let's keep going.
I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable.
She's not sure what she's allowed to share. This is weird. Like, your daughter's missing. I'm going to share everything. I'm going to share everything. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to share. What do you mean by that? But remember, she said, we again. We dropped her off to school and all that bull crap. We know that that's a lie, that that's not true and that's not accurate. But let's keep going.
Sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that we'll put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it.
And this is more deception because she never saw her daughter on that video surveillance. Her aunt or somebody like that is the one who watched the video. And my understanding, I think I saw the video a while back. It's like super grainy. I almost forgot. It's like almost like black and white, like super grainy. It's not good footage at all. But she didn't see anything. So she keeps inserting herself into things that she had no part of, which once again just inflames the investigation by sending people in the wrong direction. I guarantee you, everything she said, these detectives had to follow up on. But much of what she said is not true. They had to figure out if her car went to the church. Because why? Because she said you're throwing the detectives off, and you're basically making the investigation more difficult when you're inserting yourself into things that you didn't have anything to do with.
What has the school said? Have you given in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principal's called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras that's too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior?
Not at all.
To just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to...
All right, so we got, wow, big shout out to Jules, because I was just about to ask you guys. Sorry for pausing the live, but Jules from Australia showed love and sent me the emails that Stephen Stearns was sending his father. So we have that now. Before we didn't have that, we had to use bed crime stories. We had to use her channel to get that information about the mother basically saying, hey, listen, stop protecting Jen, lock her ass up. Now we got those emails. Thank you so much, Jules. Big shout out to Jules. Jules from Sydney. Wow. Big get for us. So I really appreciate it. You know, a lot of YouTubers, they'll get this stuff. They don't really post it for free. They make you pay for it a lot of times because they have to pay for it. I'm not hating on that. I was on Plunder. I'm a big fan of Plunder. She was like, yo, the link is available in my chat. Go check it out. I clicked the link. I was like, yes, we're about to get the video. I mean, the emails, and boom, you got to pay for it. I'm not hating. Plunder's amazing channel, but Plunder had to pay for it, so I get it. You know, you want to recoup your costs. Of course, I get it. But Jules has showed us that love, so now we have it. We can actually go through it. Let's keep going.
To school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives don't have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior now.
What was the last thing?
So now the shake is coming back. The shake is coming back. She remembered, I got to do the shake. Well, first of all, we got a new member in Strategiceyes chat. Who's this? It's going to be Janet D. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, Janet D. I appreciate you. And then we have a 99-cent super chat from Nora Rosario Tehio. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You are amazing. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Your support helps the channel grow, guys, and you guys are definitely appreciated. I want to scroll up, make sure I've got everybody because I haven't been looking at the chat as much, and I apologize for that. I'll make sure I catch that in my peripheral so I'm not missing anything, all right? So thank you so much for that support from you two beautiful people. Let's keep going. And remember, the shakes are back, ladies and gentlemen. She's shaking again.
I guess the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter.
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working.
All right, so look at the deception, right? Look at the deception. You can see when she's lying. You can see when she tells the truth. Let me show you. You can see when she's lying. You can see when she's telling the truth. Let's do it.
You and your daughter.
Now, you see how she goes like this, bewildered, like, wow, what a question. Where do I start? Because we all know that she had a bad relationship with her daughter. So the question took her back because it's a very emotional question. It's a very emotional question because that is her daughter at the end of the day. And they got problems, but she has to answer that correctly. She can't go on national television and say, me and my daughter had a very contentious relationship. She can't say that, right? So the question takes her back. She composes herself. She now has to decide, what am I going to say? Let's see what her body language tells us real quick.
We spoke about her birthday party.
We spoke about her birthday party. She starts looking up again.
She had a birthday party on Sunday.
She's not blinking. She's looking up again because she's lying, right? Because remember, she had a very horrible birthday party. It was a nice birthday party that the family tried to throw for her, but in her teenage mind, it wasn't a good birthday party because her mom didn't come, didn't give her any money. Her friends that did come didn't bring any gifts, and the people that she also wanted to come didn't show up. So it was a very small 13th birthday party, which is a very big milestone for a young girl because that's the age that you become an actual teenager. You're not a preteen anymore. You're a teenager, right? And kids love those labels because it means I'm growing up. Big shout out to Nora Rosario Tehio with another super chat, $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. So let's keep going.
She had a great time.
See, soon as she says she has a great time, now we go all the way up to the sky again. No eye contact with the reporter, no eye contact with the camera. She's looking completely at the sky again because she's lying. She's lying. We all know from witness testimony that Maddie did not have a good time at her birthday. Let's go.
I couldn't make.
Now check out where the truth is coming. She's saying, I couldn't make it. And that's when she now makes eye contact with the interviewer because she could confidently look him in the eye and say that because that is the truth. She could not make it. Either she could not make it because legitimately she started a new job and she couldn't take the day off, and that's possible. Or she couldn't make it because she just didn't want to make the time and take the time off of work. It doesn't matter. It's the truth. She could not make it. Whatever her motivation is, doesn't matter. She could not make it. So that is a truthful statement. And that's why she can make eye contact with the interviewer at that point. But with everything else, she's looking at the sky because it's a lie. Let's keep going.
Because I was working, but she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts.
Head is going no. She's happy with all her gifts. She's shaking but saying no. That's another sign of deception. when your head is telling people no, your body is telling people no, but your mouth and your lips is telling people yes. That shrug, nah. Everything I'm telling you is a lie. Body language is real, ladies and gentlemen. There's some people out there who'll tell you, oh, it's not reliable and it's not real. It is real. We use body language every day. There's some experts that go to extreme and they could, find out the password for your debit card, and the body language. They're lying. That's too extreme. But when people are under duress, you can tell from their body language whether they're telling you the truth or not, unless they're a sociopath. Those people you can't read. Those are the people you can't read. Bona fide sociopaths, you can't read them. Big shout out to Aki. 5 gift memberships to the Strategic Eyes Show. 5 gift memberships to the Strategic Eyes Show. Congratulations to Rachel Burton, Michelle Lalonde, Zulik Kowalski, Sweetie, Brookshire, and Michelle Porman. Yeah, congratulations. Actually, Michelle Porman been a member. She actually got a member on her own. She wasn't gifted a membership. And Michelle says, loved her gifts. What gifts? Good point. All right, let's keep going.
I
Look at
told her
that.
good night, and yeah, that was it. I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
13?
She's 13 years old. Yes.
13, Madeline?
Madeline.
All right. Somebody in the chat says, how does one get a membership gifted to them? It's done automatically by YouTube. But listen, I don't know people's financial situations. Everybody has their own situation. I'm not one of those YouTubers that like to force people to become members and donate to the channel. It's not that kind of party here. We don't do that. That's not what we're about. We do, promote what we have to offer on this channel, but we don't force people. But I will tell you that the cheapest membership is $1 a month, 99 cents a month. So if you want to be a member and you're not lucky enough to automatically get a gift membership from YouTube when somebody gifts it, you can't choose who to give one. You just purchase a gift membership and YouTube automatically gives it. If you can't get that by the luck of the draw, then you can get a membership if you're able to, and it will cost you 99 cents a month. That's 30 days for 99 cents, less than a cup of coffee, less than a Little Debbie snack cake. All right, let's keep going.
What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her.
Now, look at this, right? Remember I told you, look at those head movements, look at those shoulder movements. We're getting the truth from her. I feel that somebody took her. She says yes. She knows somebody took her. Stephen Stern took her. Stephen Stern's the guy that she had intercourse with in a hotel when she had to stay at the hotel because the police were at the apartment doing their search warrants and stuff like that. And her daughter's missing, and she's able to have intercourse with the last guy who saw her daughter. That guy, Stephen Stearns, she knows he took the baby. She knows the baby's dead. She knows he killed the baby. That beautiful little girl that spent 24 hours as a teenager. And she says, yes, pay attention.
Somebody took her.
Everything in her body is waving yes. She's nodding yes, and she's bouncing at the same time. Remember all the other times she was bouncing, but her head was relatively... Now she's nodding yes, and she's bouncing yes. Because she's making a truthful statement. She knows that her daughter was taken, and her daughter did not run away. Let's keep going.
This isn't like her to just pick up and run away. Or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
Friends, the friends' parents, you've contacted and went through every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek Ranch.
All right, real quick, I just got to give a big shout out to another member, Amy Katz. Welcome to the Strategiceyes crew. Appreciate you for taking advantage of the membership. Thank you so very much. And we have 5 gifted memberships from Zulik Kowalski. Thank you so much for gifting those memberships. Let's see if Price got one. Price, you got one? You lucky you lucky bastard. Good for you. So just Christine, VA Dynamics, May Freeman, L Price, R Whip, all gifted memberships. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for supporting the Strategic Eye Show. Thank you, Zulik, for helping grow this community. You are appreciated. You are a saint in my book. Let's keep going.
And raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now.
Yeah, but you weren't one of them. You have not gone anywhere. As of the recording of that video 4 months ago, she was not among the people who are out there searching. She was not out there searching. Family was searching, friends were searching, strangers were searching, the police were out there searching. Everybody was searching but Jen Soto and Stephen Stearns. In fact, they were just bunkering with each other. They literally were huddled with each other while everybody around them, the entire nuclear family, was out there looking for this beautiful little girl. You tell me if that's normal.
Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain.
So much.
To bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us.
Once again, she's searching for words. She's looking in the sky again. She's searching for words. What can I say that's not going to implicate me, that's not going to anger law enforcement? I can't say that they're asking me accusatory questions. I can't say that it looks like they're zeroing in on my boyfriend. I can't say that I've told them things that are weird and odd, such as the daughter sleeping with the boyfriend, such as mommy constantly sending this young girl off to sleep with this man because she needs a good night's rest. What can I say that's going to please everybody and protect my dairy heir? That's what she's thinking right now. That's why she's looking in the sky. She's getting her story together. She's trying to feed us that white lie. Lie to me just a little bit. You ever heard that term? It's okay to lie to me just a little bit. Let's keep going.
Took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out.
So now she looks forward, looks straight at the cameraman, has contact with the interviewer when she's talking about a fact that she knows happened. So she's searching for words before, once again, looking in the sky. But now the canine did come. The canine did take pieces of her clothing. Now she could look the guy in the eye and say that because that is the absolute truth. She's a terrible liar, ladies and gentlemen. She's a terrible liar. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button if you don't mind. If you forget, sometimes people forget it. I know some people are annoyed when I say it, but I have to. It's part of what they teach us to do in the YouTube Academy when they're teaching you how to be a good YouTuber. Always remind your audience to hit the like button and remind them to subscribe as well, because people come on in and they enjoy the show and they forget to subscribe sometimes, and they most often always forget to hit the like button. So please hit that like button. Let's keep going.
I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back. She was at James.
Yeah, so this is just fake right here, guys. And like, once again, you know what, man? Like I said, I have sat before hundreds of people who are in the mental state that she's trying to portray. Hundreds. Not a few dozen, hundreds of people in this position. And like, her mannerisms are off. Like, as he asked her this follow-up question, you see her go like this, like she was feigning as though she was about to pass out. Like, you know, like she's off balance. Like the blood is rushing to her head. It just all seems contrived and forced. Let's bring it back just a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about.
Last time, do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like, if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at James' house or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one week and maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check where, if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think?
And JJ makes a good point here. I don't know if this is be true, but I am ready to actually consider it that she could be high. JJ Justice says she is very high too, shaking my head. It's possible. It's possible. There's just something off here. You know, the way she squints her eyes when she's talking about the legwork that they did that day, checking the mother's job and stuff, it just doesn't really fit with what she's saying, right? It seems like she wants to portray herself as she's worked. You did a lot of due diligence that day. Like, look at me, I mean business. My eyes are squinted. I'm more focused now. I'm letting you know all the things I personally did to try and find her that day, when what she did was the bare minimum. You know, I emailed the teachers. You were outside of the school. You left the school because the line was being held up. I mean, any other parent would literally just park it on the sidewalk, but like, yo, ticket it if you want. I need to go in there and see if my daughter's there. She left. Her daughter didn't come out an hour after school was released, and instead of her going in and figuring out what's going on, she just peeled off and left. Does that sound like a good mother? And then in order to find out if the child even went to school, rather than call school or walk your butt into the actual school and actually get a name and talk to somebody. I spoke to the assistant principal, this person, and they searched the records and she wasn't there. And then they called the teacher in the office. Teacher could confirm that she wasn't there. Rather than that, she sends an email. So her mannerisms are off with what she's trying to convey to us is an extensive search on her part, her doing her due diligence as a concerned mother. It's just not coming off right because it's just a lot of deception mixed in with it. Let's keep going.
I think, oh gosh, I just had to tip my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it.
And you said this is not like her.
Not at all.
To run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her?
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Is there anything that you think our viewers...
She didn't even make it to high school yet, man. Such a young little baby. That hibiscus flower thing always throws me off because it's like so detailed. Like, and this I won't hold against her. I guess I'm just not a flower person. For all I know, she could be into flowers, be interested. They could have some type of significance to her and the daughter. That's why the daughter had them on her bag. But that always threw me off because most people would just say gray flowers. But to be so exact, gray hibiscus flowers seems very interesting to me, but I'm not going to hold it against her. I don't think that that is a good indicator that she is up to something with this particular statement. Just a little weird to me, but let's keep going.
Would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline.
We are desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. No word. No text message. No messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with. Any app. No weird conversations. Nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an Uber or something like that.
So it's kind of weird because she seems to have access to so much of Maddie's social network and digital footprint. Yet, you mean to tell me she has never been able to come across any messages from Stephen Stearns with Maddie that could be viewed as inappropriate? Because these guys have no discipline. These sexual predators, they have no discipline, ladies and gentlemen. That's a fact. That's why they take trophies like pictures and movies and videos, etc., panties, clothing items, etc. They take trophies because they have no discipline. I find it hard to believe that Stephen Stearns would be so disciplined that he never said anything inappropriate to Madeline Soto via text message. The mother has access to this and was able to easily and quickly check all of this little girl's social media and social network and access her phone, which was most likely password protected. But yet she never came across anything inappropriate between her so-called boyfriend and her daughter. I find that very, very interesting and telling. Let's keep going.
Weird conversations, nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I mean,
listen, I get it. You know, when you grow up in cities, it's much easier to navigate. But how could she not know her address? All right, nobody's asking for her to drive her way home. But how would she not know this is my address and to flag somebody down to get assistance or call 911 and get assistance to get herself home? Let me go to the chat real quick. Says, Aki, thanks for following this case closely. My ex essayed. This is from Robin Mayer. She said, my ex essayed our very young daughter. I immediately called police and then sold custody. I was completely devastated. I cannot understand JS at all. Yeah, it's very, 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 very sad. And I'm happy that you actually did the right thing. You believed your child and you called the police and you made sure that this monster was removed from the children. I'd hope, though, that it went beyond full custody and that justice was sought in the criminal justice. I don't know the details of your case, but I hope that that is the case, that charges are being pressed. But I'm so sorry to hear that. Unbelievable. This stuff happens a lot. This is not an anomaly that happened in Florida. It just happened to happen in Florida. This happens a lot. Let's keep going.
I mean, I'm thinking if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get. But like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home with me.
There's no need for her to really learn. Okay. And you said no time? I think that was everything. All right, the first part.
Okay, so we were here to evaluate Jen Soto's interview, but it just so happens in this interview that Stephen Stearns is here too. So even though this video is about Jen Soto, we're going to go ahead and power through and see what's going on with this guy too. And I got to tell you straight up the back, what you see right now is somebody agitating their eyes. And it looked like he might have some type of eyeliner on his eyes too. I wouldn't put it past him. All right. These sociopathic type people, they do things like that. They have no problem staging themselves. They have no problem deceiving and putting makeup on to make it believe that they feel some type of way. It looks like he has eyeliner on his eyes. You can just tell how thick that black is. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks that way to me. And he definitely looks like he took a long time in the bathroom going like this and irritating his eyes, or putting eye drops in his eyes. Even the good eye drops that are there, like allergy eye drops, that will make your eyes red and irritate them for a little while. But he definitely looks like he has staged himself and presented himself in the most victim, I'm a victim, I'm mourning, I'm afraid person you could possibly think. Let's keep going.
Questions, if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stephen Stearns, StephenStearns.
You know what? Before we listen to what Stephen Stearns has to say, how about we bring in this statement right here? I want you guys to travel with me a little bit. I've told you in the beginning of the video that we're going to talk about tough things, and viewer discretion is advised. Once again, if you're going to be triggered, you need to leave this chat right now. I don't care about the views. I don't care about losing subscribers. Well, you shouldn't unsubscribe. If you want to unsubscribe, fine. But I'm not telling you don't be a part of the show. I'm just saying that this is a point of the show that's going to be triggering, okay? But your mental health is the most important thing to me. So we do have people who are essay survivors who are in the chat. We do have people who are very religious who are in the chat. You don't want to go down this rabbit hole with me. You need to leave right now, all right? Because we're about to go down the rabbit hole, and this is going to get graphic. And I'm going to talk to you like how we talk in the office when we're doing our job and we're investigating these cases. There's no PC down there. There's no censorship down there. You say what you mean and you mean what you say, because what you mean has meaning. And what you're doing is going to bring justice to a victim, and it might send a perpetrator to jail for the rest of their life. That's the seriousness of the work. So we don't have time to mince our words and protect people's feelings. Nobody's expecting that. Your colleagues are not expecting that. The county attorneys aren't expecting that. The judges aren't expecting that. The defense attorneys aren't expecting that. We speak plain English. I'm just saying that because some people get triggered, and you need to understand what you're stepping into. So let's do it. So we're going to start up here. I contacted Stephen in an interview room at the sheriff's office. Stephen was asleep when I entered the room along with Corporal Ingen. First of all, people that go to sleep in interview rooms are people who are enormously guilty and under stress. That is a part. It's not like they're sociopaths and they're just cool, like, whatever, I'm going to take a nap. None of this means anything to me. That's not the case. They're under such enormous stress because they know what they did and the walls are closing in on them, that part of the way of coping with that stress is going to sleep. These aren't restful sleeps. They're more like naps, but they go to sleep and they're stressed and they're guilty. Please hit that like button. Support the channel, guys. Hit that like button. So now let's keep reading. After introducing ourselves, I explained the reason why we were. Let me zoom it in a little bit so it's easier on my eyes. My eyes are getting old. I'm not a spring chicken anymore. Your boy is getting old, man. I used to be the youngest guy in the room. Now sometimes I find myself as the oldest guy in the room. I'm sorry. Let me just, my phone went into sleep mode. Perfect. We're back. All right. That's better for my eyes. It's better for you too. You can read it. Let me make it even bigger. Ah, it's too big. All right. So let's go down the rabbit hole. I read Stephen his Miranda warnings, which we waived and agreed to speak with us. Stephen stated he had known Jennifer for several years and they dated for most of that time. I asked Stephen what the sleeping arrangements were within the home. Stephen stated, Jen typically sleeps with Maddie in Maddie's bed. Stephen stated Maddie wanted them all to sleep in the same bed when he returned from being away for several months. Stephen stated Maddie always needed human contact when going to sleep. Stephen referred to it as snuggling. How inappropriate that is for you to think that you could snuggle with a non-biological child in the bed. It's retarded, but let's keep going. As the interview went on, I asked Stephen if Maddie had been sexually active with anyone in the past. Stephen stated there was an incident when she was much younger. Stephen stated Maddie did something with a phone or camera, but she wasn't scolded for it. Now, I think he says that because he's starting to get the feeling that they had access to his camera and they had saw a image or some images, and he wanted to get himself out. He needed an out, and that's the out. Well, if it's just one image that they found, well, that's not me. I didn't take that. She did that. She did it with the camera herself, and she got in trouble for it. So let's keep going. Stephen said Maddie did something with a phone or a camera but she wasn't scolded for it. Stephen said she was very young when this happened. I asked Stephen if he provided Orange County deputies consent to search through his phone, and he stated yes. I asked Stephen if he had a Google account, and he stated he did. When I asked Stephen if he saved pictures to that account, he said sometimes. Once the detective said that, Stephen's brain started tingling. The bell started going off. He's like, they got me. I guarantee you, the man knows what's in his phone. He knows what's in his Google account. Now, my understanding is there was very little material, but there was enough material to charge him anyway on his phone. But the vast majority of the abuse, the CSAM, was found in the Google Drive. So once this detective is talking about the Google Drive, Stephen knew it was all over. He knew it. Let's keep going. When I asked Stephen about all the pictures he had saved, here we go. It's over. Stephen then asked if he should be talking to a lawyer. Shortly after that, Stephen requested an attorney. Because when he said, should I be talking to a lawyer? The detective is going to respond, I can't give you legal advice, man. I just want to give you an opportunity to explain this for me and let me know what your side of the story to explain why we see these pictures. And at that point, that's when he will say, well, I want an attorney. I guarantee you, I know that that's what happened in the room, even though I wasn't there, because I've been there 1,000 times before. That's exactly what I would say. That's exactly what my colleagues say. That's exactly what everybody in the business I know says. They would say, hey, boy, I can't tell you whether you need an attorney or not. I can't give you legal advice. I'm just giving you an opportunity to talk to me. It's up to you whether you want an attorney. And then the guy said, well, I want an attorney. And then that's the end of the conversation. Stephen was arrested for sexual battery, familial custodial authority when the victim was under 12 years old and possession of child CSAM. A search warrant was obtained to collect DNA from Stephen, and that's where we got the penal swabs and the mouth swab and all that stuff from Stephen. This warrant was executed by Orange County detectives and forensic unit. And then he said, I was able to search through Stephen's account and observe the following videos and images. And we're going to read it out. We're going to read out. It's not all 1,700, by the way. It's just like 12 of them that they're going to say. We're going to read it out, though. It needs to be said. This is the only way that we bring awareness to these things. And if you don't like it and you can't handle it, once again, this is not the stream for you. I am not the best presenter out there. Grizzly True Crime is much better than me. Ishmael is much better than me. JLR Investigates is much better than me. GHI Investigations is much better than me. All these different people, the Coffee and Crime lady with the glasses, they're all better than me. Jay from Guilty of Crime, she's much better than me. They're all much better than me, okay? If you want that clean and clear, concise, wholesome delivery of these type of crimes, those are the places you need to go with those talented people who are able to relay this in that perfect, clear, and concise way. You want that raw stuff the way that we give it when we're in that interview room, when we're collaborating with each other on these cases and trying to figure out what's our next investigative step to get this bad guy. This is where you need to be. And in that zone, in that arena, we talk plain English and we don't mince our words and we don't leave out facts over feelings. So I just gave you another trigger warning. Let's jump into it. This is the first one. The file name is up there. 2019 is when it was taken on 7/2/2019. The description: video file depicting a prepubescent female resembling blank. I'm not going to say the name for the rest of these, though. I'm going to say blank because this is very descriptive and I don't want to say her name with these descriptive acts, all right? Resembling blank, who would have been 8 years and 4 months old. Blank is laying next to Stephen in the bed, watching cartoons on the television. Stephen is asking Blank to put his penis in her mouth for 3 seconds as he counts. Stephen states Blank would not be able to play with a phone unless she did it. Classic predator. Classic predator. Do a deed, you get a reward. That's how you indoctrinate the child. That's how you what's the word I'm searching for? That's how you normalize it. That's how you make these things normalized. You put a reward with the unconscionable deed. So now that act is synonymous with playing with your phone. It's synonymous with YouTube Kids. It's synonymous with Roblox. You did it and you got rewarded. That's classic Predator 101. It's like he read from the script. He didn't deviate. He didn't think outside the box. He went straight to the cookbook and he followed the instructions from A to Z. Classic. Let's keep going. The next one is description of file. Image file depicting Blank, approximately 11 years old. Stephen is inserting his finger into Blank's vagina while she appears to be sleeping. The next one is description of a picture, approximately 11.5 years old. Stephen is inserting his penis into Blank's mouth while she appears to be sleeping. I'm not even going to read the rest. I'm sorry. It just gets redundant. Grooming is the word I was looking for. Thank you, Wendy Mesowitz. That's how you groom the child. Even I'm digressing from what I just said. Sick, sick stuff. Sick, sick stuff. And all this is happening while mommy is, just a few feet away, and she supposedly didn't know? Make it make sense. Let's go back to his interview. So now that you heard that, this is the man that we're now evaluating. Look at him with those eyes. Let's see what he has to say.
So Stephen, you seem very emotional. right now? Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. So
All right, so people have different tells. For Jen, her lies were looking in the sky. For Stefan, his lies as he looks to the ground. His eyes as he looks to the ground. So he's lying to us. Let's listen. And this we have a control for, because Jen, she hasn't been arrested yet. She hasn't been proven to be a liar yet. The facts tell us that, but we haven't had that proven in a court of law. We haven't had the county attorney come out and tell us that they're not going to charge her and that the majority of what she said was the truth and all that stuff. We don't have that yet, right? So we're assuming, we're using our experience to try and figure out when Jen is being deceptive with us. But he's different because we have a control. We know when he lied and when he told the truth, because the facts have come out that let us know when he's lying and when he's telling the truth. So it's easy to tell when he's lying because we know when he's lying, and it's easy to see that he's showing those tells that shows when you're lying even before we knew he was lying. So let's keep going. So this is something you could use in your everyday life when you're dealing with people. You could look at them and you could see when they're being deceptive towards you. Let's keep
last time
going.
we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her?
So last time we saw her.
And then he looks down, and the last time we saw her is when he looks up, because that's the truth. That's the last time he saw her, was the day that she went missing. Let's keep going.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day.
Once again, as soon as he gets the question, he goes back down again. But why is he going back down? Because she wasn't asleep. She was dead. She was dead. So more deception. More deception.
School when she got out, and I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
Notice, like, this guy, he's a terrible liar. I love her. I love you too. None of that was said, so it's a lie. He's looking down. And then he looks up, and that was it. Because that was it. Once again, he killed her. She's dead. It's over with. So he looks up to tell us the truth every single time. And when he wants to lie, he goes straight down to the ground and looks down to the ground when he's lying. But as soon as he's ready to tell the truth, he comes back up again. And for him, his truth is literally one or two words. One or two words. That's his truth. Just Christine says, I need new merch that says, let's keep going. I'll work on that, Christine. I'll work on that. We do need, the merch that I have in my store is from my old show before I rebranded as a true crime show. I think it's still cool. I'll still continue to sell it, my old Strategiceyes logos, but I will also upgrade it with the new logo and with slogans like, let's continue. Let's keep going. So let's keep going. I said, let's continue, which is the wrong slogan. And then I said the correct slogan, let's keep going, when I really meant let's keep going. Ah, come on, man. Anyway, let's keep going.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off.
Looks down. This is not normal behavior. Of course, she's dead. That's why he's looking down. And then he looks up and says she's not the type to run off. Why? Because she's not the type to run off. She has no history of running away, even though she was a victim of sexual abuse for so long in her life. Let's keep going.
We don't know where she can be, and we're scared.
We don't know where she could be. We're scared. Looking down.
We just want her home.
He just wants her home. That's the truth. He wishes at this point that he did not kill her because he knows that the walls are closing in on him. He wishes that he did not kill that beautiful little girl at this point. The walls are closing in on him, and that's why he looked up and said, I wish she was home. He's not lying to us right now. He's telling the truth.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer.
So you see there's a mixture of up and down with that. I don't think he blames himself because I think he's a sociopath, and I think he doesn't have any respect for human life. That's why he had no qualms victimizing his child for so long. So there's a mixture there. But then when he starts explaining why he looks down again, because that's not why he blames himself about dropping her off early and all that crap. That's not why he blames himself. So it's a lot going on here, man. It's a very compelling interview. Guys, please hit that like button, support the channel. Let's get up to 200 likes if we could do that. And also, Aki, through the membership link, the lowest tier, the lowest membership is 99 cents. So you can join and become a Strategic Eyes member for just 99 cents. And if you could just hit that like button, we would really appreciate it. Let's keep going.
She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What is it?
You see, it's hard not to blame myself. And then he nods. Wow, there's a lot going on in this guy's brain right now, man. He's like mush right now. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings. Wow.
Conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well, but it just keeps coming in waves. Just the reality keeps hitting, and we don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe.
You know, all this time he's nodding no. That means he's lying. We don't know where she is. Nope, I don't know. All this time he's lying, bro. He's just lying his ass off.
We're just scared. We just want her home.
Have you, like, literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off. And we looked all up and down the road, all along the communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising. The church across.
Could it be that he actually cased this route before hurting? Because I mean, the reason why I find it hard to believe that this is like an extended premeditation. Remember, premeditation can happen at the instance of killing a person. A lot of people don't know that. Like, you could premeditate, murder somebody moments before you actually murdered them. All right. The prosecution has to prove it, but it's possible. It's in the law too. It's in the description of premeditation. It doesn't have to be weeks and months back. It could be at that instant where you said, all right, I want to kill this person. And this is how I'm going to do it. Right. But he just came up that night. So unless he had a conversation with Madeline that upset him, that made him decide to make that trip to kill her, what time would he have had to plan this route, check and see if there was cameras? And I know he was up there for many years, though, so it's not the first time he's gone this route. This wasn't like the first time he's taken her to school. But it seems like it could very, very well be the truth that he found out that day as he canvassed with local PD. So that's what the technical term is called. It's called canvassing for footage, canvassing for cameras. So he went out on a canvas with the police to do what's called a cognitive reenactment. So that's what he did, right? So when you take a witness or a victim back to the crime scene and have them walk you through what happened, where they walked, where they went, that's called a cognitive reenactment. That's the technical term for that. And then when you put them in the car and you say, let's go look for cameras, that's called a canvas for cameras, a canvas for footage. You're canvassing for people. That's called an eye and an ear canvas. You're looking for eyewitnesses and ear witnesses canvases. So it's possible he could have gotten the information he just supplied with us when he went on the eye and the ear and the video canvas with the police department. He could have figured that out then, or he could have went out there and premeditated this and cased the area. So when a bad guy is doing it, they're casing it. They're not canvassing, they're casing. And he could have cased the area and determined this is the best route for me to go because there's no cameras along this route, or the cameras are inadequate to provide coverage to the streets, etc., where I'd be caught. This is possible. I don't know. Anyway, hit that like button. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We're definitely over 200 likes. Thank you so much. Let's keep going.
Across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on, and that was it. But it was grainy footage and not much else.
Does it seem like she walked west, east?
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
What was the language? Not language verbally, body language. When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet my friends?
Happy. She had a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had her 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together here, and she's just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very
I want to just go back and hear him say about what he had to say about the birthday party again. I apologize.
was happy that we were all together here. She had a happy weekend. She just turned
Language. When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet my friends?
Happy. She had a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had her 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all.
You know what real man is? This is not guy. This is not his biological daughter. This is not his biological daughter. How many press conferences have we seen with men like him in this position, even biological fathers? How many of them putting on the show that this guy's putting on? You may see the tears and the crying after it's determined, God forbid, that the person is deceased. I get that. But this girl has been missing for 24 hours, for just around 24 hours. And he's crying like she's deceased. He's got the sniffles. His eyes are red. Everything is dropped on his face. He's acting like this is his child, which it's not. So there's going to be a certain level of emotional disconnect when it's not your child, because it's literally not your child. And he's acting like she's dead already. Now we find out, we know that she's gone, but at the time we didn't know she was gone. It's very weird, over the top, and just really weird. Let's keep going.
Together here, and she's just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl. She brings a lot of joy to us, and we just not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. Not feeling her presence here is.
Not feeling her presence here. What an interesting choice of words.
Sorry. It's hard.
Oh no, you're fine. Don't need to apologize. What do you want our viewers to know when they see this?
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay.
I mean, if someone were to come in contact with her and...
You know, this is so disgusting because we know he's lying and we know that he killed her. At this point, we know he's lying. We know he killed her. This is so disgusting. It's like watching an abomination. It's hard to even watch it because there's nothing really here for me to dissect, to read into, because we know it's all lies. It's all bullshit. Like, I'm not giving you any new information by playing this video. I'm just curious to actually just watch it. I'm teaching you nothing. You're learning absolutely nothing. All you're learning is what the face of a liar looks like, and an evil person. An evil, disgusting person. He did two of the worst things anybody can do to another human being. He stole a person's innocence and then he killed them. He stole their life. Very rarely does that happen, ladies and gentlemen. Understand that there's 8 billion people in this world, and very rarely does that happen. Most of the time, people will either take your life or take your innocence. It's usually not both. He's a part of a unique club. Literally a part of a unique club. Literally. He's a disgusting creature. He's below scumbag. He's not even a person. He's just a subhuman, terrible individual. I can't even find the words to insult this guy. That's how depraved and how heartbroken I am to have to watch this and see this man on my screen. It's just terrible. David wants to know, do I think that Jen is still being investigated? I do think so. I do think so. But it's yet to be determined if they're going to actually charge her. We gotta figure that out. We gotta see. There's more documents that they haven't released yet And they could be working with a grand jury to do a grand jury indictment. There might be social media networks and stuff like that that takes time for those subpoenas to come back. Sometimes it takes months for some social media companies to comply with subpoenas. And so that might be a holdup where it's like, hold on, there's a few things we want to get from her. We haven't got it yet, so we want to, they might have her phone and she might have it locked and be refusing to give it up, the code, and they're trying to crack it right now. It's possible. Of course, at that point, they could get a search warrant and then they could arrest her if she doesn't want to give the code. But I don't know. There's so many different variables to this story as to why she has not been charged yet. She could be the star witness against this guy. They could have cut a deal with her and said, okay, we do have proof that you was negligent in these areas, but instead of locking you up and sending you to jail for a significant amount of time, we want you to testify against Stephen Stearns. That's a possibility too. She could literally be the star witness right now and be given immunity for all we know. Let's keep going.
You gave me her diagnoses. Would it be easy to approach her without any agitation or anything?
Yeah, she's a good kid. She's a good kid.
If you can sum up in one complete sentence, waking up, getting ready to drop her off at school, dropping her off at school, to now speaking to me after talking to the police about her being missing for over 24 hours right now. In one complete sentence, what would that be?
A living nightmare. It's a living nightmare. They started
A nightmare you created.
off like any other.
You didn't have to kill her. But to answer Erica B's question, Erica B said, why couldn't he just let her live? Because he knew he was a dead man walking. Understand that he did those things to this girl under the age of 12. In Florida, that is death penalty eligible. Stephen Stearns knew he had nothing to lose. Especially if Maddie told him, I'm going to tell. Enough is enough, I'm going to tell. If that's the conversation that Madeline Soto had with this man at some point during that night or the days leading up to that night, Stephen Stearns probably in his demented and sick mind believed he had nothing to lose. He had to kill her. Tony just sent a message, says, Strategic, don't you think this monster would definitely rat her out? Great show. Maybe not. We listened to the mother in the email saying, you are too loyal to your friends. He might literally be in love with Jen Soto. We don't know. We don't know. It's impossible to get into these people's minds. Yeah, he's a monster who abuses children, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't love Jen Soto and does not want her to go to jail for the rest of her life. I don't know. He could also be holding out to get a better deal for later on. There's no rush. The case is not going to trial anytime soon. Ladies, and gentlemen, this is a 2025 case here. You will not see this man brought to trial before 2025. There's so much work each side has to do. There's no rush. You could plead out the day of your trial. You could plead out in the middle of your trial. It happens all the time. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please stand up. Everybody stand up like, what's going on? The defense has reached a plea with the prosecutor. We will no longer need your services. The defense is going to take a plea. Thank you very much. In the middle of the trial. If both sides agree, a plea can happen at any time. There's no rush. So I have no idea, but I can tell you it's not over until it's over. Let's keep going.
I just want to wake up and just get hit with waves of the reality just it's setting in.
The reality that you killed her.
As soon as it got dark last night, we started falling apart because we knew it wasn't going to come to an end. And now we're going on 24 hours and still nothing. Just conflicting reports here and there. People say they see this or that.
He's sniffling his nose, but he's not crying. Nothing is coming out of his eyes, ladies and gentlemen. We're human beings. When we cry, we cry. If we're not crying, then we're not crying. It doesn't matter how high we make our voice and how much we gasp for air and sniffle. It's either you crying or you're not crying. He's not crying. He's acting like he's crying, but he's not crying.
That, none of it's conclusive and none of it's helpful. We just wanted a baby girl back.
Tom, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Thank you.
Tom never has questions. Guys, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. We got one more to do for Jen Soto. I kind of went over that one on Guilty of Crime show with Jay, but I'm going to go over it myself where I can focus on it. I'm not guesting on anybody's show. I'm just focusing on it. So I might have some of the same views, but much more detailed. That's going to be the last one we're going to do on Jen Soto, unless more information comes out, like an audio recording of her interview by detectives, which is something that's being withheld right now by the police department down in Florida, or a transcript of that interview. We'll definitely go over that. But that last video, part 3, should conclude the series with Jen Soto, and that's going to be the interview that was done by the police officer who arrived at the mother's job to take the missing persons report. So we're going to do that. Hope you guys learned a thing or two. Very, very, very sad story and sad case. I appreciate everybody who's supporting the channel. I appreciate all the new people who are coming in here and helping the Strategic Eyes show grow. In the last week and a half, we've gotten over 2,000 new subscribers, actually almost 3,000 new subscribers. We're now at 56,000 subscribers, and I really do appreciate that immensely. It really does mean a lot to me. We have a lot of people who are taking advantage of the membership. The lowest tier is 99 cents. Some people are choosing to get the higher tiers, which I do appreciate and definitely helps the show. But people are deciding to help the channel out any way they can, and I do appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. You guys are amazing. Great group of people. We're also doing a great job on the likes. People are hitting that like button and showing support to the channel, and that's great. Remember, when you engage in the comment section and you hit that like button, it lets the algorithm know that this is a show that people want to see, and the algorithm will show the show to other people, and we need that support. We need that help. We want to get the message out. This show is about the victims. Never forget that. We're here for the victims. We're here for the victims. We're not here for me. I'm not the most talented presenter. I'm not the best YouTuber on YouTube. Not at all. The best of the best. Grizzly True Crime, Ikmail, JLR Investigations, the Coffee and Tea lady, the Makeup and Crime lady who puts on the makeup and tells you crime stories. These are the GOATs over there. These are the best of the best. JHI, he's good too. These are the best of the best out there. I don't have any favorites. I'm a connoisseur of true crime. I listen to everybody. I have nothing to do with any YouTube beefs. I know some people don't like this guy, but then they like that girl. That's beyond me, right? When I get off of this thing, I'm doing serious stuff. I don't have time to be beefing on YouTube. Y'all keep that stuff over there. Keep that stuff away from me. I will listen to everybody. I will take information from everybody as long as it's true and accurate, and I'll go about my business. I log off and I go on to my real life. These are the GOATs. You want to listen to GOATs? Go to them. I'm just here for the victims. That's it. I'm here to support the victims. I'm here to bring awareness, and I'm here to bring understanding to these documents, these interviews, these things that sometimes go over people's heads because they don't have any understanding of it. They don't get it. It's not their expertise. It's not their line of work. Well, it just so happens I have that expertise, and I'm going to share it with you guys so you guys can understand what's going on, so you guys can understand how to read an autopsy report, so you can understand how to read a DNA report. We're here for the victims. Let's go to the comment section real quick, and then we'll get out of here. H-Sin says, $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, H-Sin. She says, he sounds disgusting. He looks disgusting. His act is disgusting. His fake crocodile tears is disgusting. And guess what? I agree with you 1,000%, H-Sin. He is disgusting. Go ahead and add my like to your comment. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good comment. All right. Any housekeeping things? Yes, we drop a lot of exclusive content on the Strategic Eyes Show membership. It's really awesome. Most of my pre-produced videos, I'll do a live first, along with the video. We'll, talk to the audience, tell them what I'm gonna do, give them a bit background and all that stuff. We have a really good time. And then when that live is over, that live is saved only for members. I've done a few lives that have only been for members, nobody else. And then I'll cut out the video that I want to do pre-produce from that live, and you guys get just a portion of it, just the part that I want you guys to hear. But the people who are part of the membership gets the whole thing. So we're working on it. Please join the Facebook. Consider joining us on Instagram as well. We do have an Instagram account. We have a Twitter account. We have a Facebook that's growing. We're looking for moderators for the Facebook. Aki's going to be that point person. She's going to pick people who are going to be dedicated and fair to be in these positions. We're looking for moderators for the main chat as well. And once again, Aki is in charge of it. Don't hit me up asking me, can I be a moderator? I'm not going to make the decision. Aki's the one that's going to make the decision as to who becomes moderators for the chat and moderators for other platforms that we have. So definitely, we're looking forward to where the channel is going to go and the expansion of the channel. Big shout out to Wendy Sides, who is now a Strategic Eyes crew member. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining the channel, supporting us. And what else we got going on? And that's about it, man. That's about it. So big shout out to everybody who dropped a super chat. Big shout out to everybody who dropped a new membership for the channel. We got 13 new members for the Strategic Eyes channel, and that's a lot. There's a whole lot of people who's showing love. We do appreciate it. And big shout out to everybody who's just here, just hitting the like button and watching the show, because at the end of the day, it's really all we need you to do. Just watch the show and hit the like button, and if you can, and if you feel like it, just share it with your friends and family, right? So Wendy Sai said, just subscribe. I love your content, and I appreciate you. Robin Mayer said, great live, great chat. Thank you so much. So on that note, guys, I'm going to leave you guys and see you guys tomorrow, Saturday at 9-ish. We're going to be doing a live with Guilty of Crime. Going to be on Jay's channel, Guilty of Crime. We will be doing a live. We'll be talking about Miss Nung, I think we'll be talking about the young lady who gave birth inside of a hospital bathroom and then threw a baby inside of the trash. It was just crazy, tragic story. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on the entire live or just my segment. I got to see what my time looks like. These lives are they're just very taxing, I should say. I'm exhausted right now, guys. I really am. And, doing 2 hours back to back is a lot. I've been doing lives all week because I've been on vacation and I am just pooped. So I'm so excited to go on Guilty of Crime's channel, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do the entire show. Maybe I will. She's very gracious. So if I want to do the whole show, she'll allow me. And I'm so happy that she's such a gracious host. But if I don't feel like doing it, I might just come on for my segment. If I come on for my segment, I will live stream it on my channel. If I don't, or I can't live stream it, I'll just, download the video from Guilty of Crime, of course, with her permission, and cut out my segment and post my segment on my channel for you guys to view on this channel, if you please. But I definitely hope that you go on Guilty of Crime and you support the channel and you watch it over there and you subscribe over there. You show her how grateful we are that we're able to collaborate by bringing her new subscribers, because she really is a good YouTuber. And, we just share subscribers and just be a part of a community, because there should be no reason why people can't be a subscriber. Like when people say you're my favorite YouTuber, I'm flattered, but I'm not really impressed, because I don't really think I'm the best at anything. I just think I'm really good at what I do when I do things. But there's always somebody better. And there's no reason why, you can't subscribe to Grizzly True Crime, subscribe to Guilty of Crime, subscribe to JLR, subscribe to GHI, subscribe to Ishmael, and as well as subscribe to Strategic Eyes. You can subscribe to everybody. We're all a community. We're all in this together. We're all trying to bring awareness to the victims. Let's just show love to everybody, grow everybody's channel, and digest and consume everybody's work, because all of our work is different. I think I bring something different to YouTube, just like each one of them brings something different to YouTube. So anyway, that being said, I'm out of here. It was a great live. I'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Check out this new outro. We're working on it. We've changed it. It was a different outro before. Please, constructive criticism is great. Just don't be disrespectful, because this is people's work. They're actually taking time to create this. But please give us constructive criticism. Let me know how you guys feel about the new outro. Let's do it.